Well, that brings us to our first big debate tonight as Anna Hazare calls off his protest. Has the agitation lost steam? Was it a big mistake, in fact, to have this protest taking place at the time when Parliament was also talking about the bill? Joining us tonight from the Congress Party, its national spokesperson, Renuka Chaudhary, the national spokesperson of the BJP, Mr. Prakash Javadekar, key Team Anna member Abhinandan Sikri is here in the studio with us, Jay Panda, Lok Sabha MP from the BJD. Also joining us tonight from Mumbai, Kiran Kher, who's not just a BJP member but also a keen Team Anna supporter, and Mr. Vinod Sharma, the political editor of the Hindustan Times. Okay, let me ask Abhinandan first. It's a sudden announcement that the fast has been called off and the jail bharo as well. Why? Because a lot of people don't understand the reasons Arvind Kejriwal has given. We understand his health as a reason, but why this reason of giving a weak Lokpal? You were protesting against a weak Lokpal. So why call off your agitation because there's a weak Lokpal in your view?
I'll tell you. Two things. It was not sudden for him to call off his fast. The entire team has been working on it for the last 2 days. In fact, from the time he started his fast, even last night, appeals were made from stage that please eat. So that, thank God that he did agree to that. Secondly, why call off the agitation? We would actually be unwise not to. You see, because it's the shifting sands in Parliament. Earlier, what the assumption we had gone with was that there'd be a 3-day debate for the passage of the bill. The Lok Sabha passed it last night. So that is a done deal as far as the Lok Sabha is concerned, unless it's sent back and the rest of the arithmetic happens in the Rajya Sabha, sure. But the points that were to be made at the level of the protest was an investigative agency, how the Lokpal is chosen and the powers of suspension that the government has. Now, if those are not included and it's passed, it kind of is unwise to carry on protesting that because that's a done deal. That file is closed and it's off the table.
But you always, knew
this,
that was going to happen. That's nothing new.
No, we didn't know that was going to happen. We were under the assumption...
You knew they had the numbers in the Lok Sabha.
We were under the assumption that there would be a 3-day debate as the government had committed, and there were a lot of amendments that were recommended by their allies on the investigative agency.
But the process isn't over, as you yourself said. It's still going to go to the Rajya Sabha.
But the point is, but now it's not like it's going to happen and they're going to redraft it and within a day all this is going to happen. The purpose of the protest is over. You see, you can't
But that wasn't what you said 24 hours ago, and I'm asking you this because would you admit... would you admit that the reason is primarily because of the poor response that you've got?
No, not at all. Now, that is another myth I want to bust. I'm not going to say that we had a huge turnout in Bombay, but just because the cameras in Bombay and Delhi and on the numbers, no one in Team Anna is at all nervous. You can go online and see the photographs from Indore, from Bhopal, from Jaipur, from Mysore. There are huge turnouts across the country. From 52 cities in August, we're up to 350. So as far as the numbers are concerned, it's not a problem. In Delhi, the turnout was better than we expected because Anna is not here. Yet during the afternoon, you see your visuals in the images. We had no doubt if Anna comes and sits here.
But I have another question for you. Before I come
just
to
the numbers.
No, 1 second. You guys keep saying that this is not about a personality. It's not about Anna. It's about the cause.
Yeah.
So I'm asking you very simply that, you know, at the end of the day, when you look back, was it a strategic mistake on your part? Should you have waited to even have a protest when the debate was going on? Is there a sense of fatigue you think that set in? Look, the same TV cameras were there in August and we were accused of playing up the Anna agitation in August when there were 30,000 people at Ramlila Maidan, right? The same TV cameras today are capturing that the crowds are far, far less than you had anticipated.
Almost a third, 7 to 10,000.
Exactly. So, can you still claim that you have the numbers?
The numbers for what? You see, what's the question? If the question is, do we have the numbers to make a dent in influencing the Parliament or to actually push the opinion of people across the country and what provision there should be in the bill? Yes, those numbers are there. Now, when you say it's not about a person, any movement like this works on 4 things. One is the context that it operates in, which is an extremely corrupt environment. One are symbols and images. One is the specific demand that you have. Now, you see, it's not either or. Several things happen at the same time, and once again I say it was not strategically unwise to go ahead with this protest. At the time, with the information we had and the assumptions we'd made, it was the right thing to do. But as the sands change, it would be unwise to say, okay, now we've committed to this. Let's say we had gone on the jail bharo. What will the jail bharo achieve on the 30th and 31st?
But then you were ready to do that jail bharo 24 hours ago. That's why I'm mystified. Of course you were. He was on stage yesterday, Anna Hazare, yesterday afternoon, saying he would go ahead with the jail bharo.
He said jail bharne ko tayar ho. The 30th was not actioned. That's what I'm saying. Please be specific about the information you give. The 30th jail bharo was never actioned because that will only be actioned after the meeting happens both at Bombay and Delhi.
Okay, let me get a quick word from Kiran Kher as well, because Kiran, you've been very, very supportive of Anna Hazare's movement all these months, and there are many who have supported Anna Hazare's cause. There's no doubt that it's been a cause that struck a chord with millions of people around the country, because it's something you really can't argue with, anti-corruption. But do you think that, looking at it as a non-team Anna member, that they could have waited for this agitation, that they should have waited till Parliament finished its process, see what ultimately what kind of bill it is? Because we don't know. This could go back to the Lok Sabha. There could be a joint sitting of Parliament. We don't know what the final shape of this legislation is yet.
And Nidhi, I think they already knew what kind of bill it was, because one knew about the kind of bill the standing committee had sent. And one was hoping that the amendments coming forth would be strong enough and would somehow be carried by all the parties. That is why I think it was important for them to carry the movement on, to keep the pressure on the MPs who are there in Parliament to vote the right kind of amendments in, because one knew that it was a very weak, scattered, in fact, in some ways, a corruption-friendly Lokpal Bill that had been presented.
So you think it was a mistake? It's a mistake for Anna Hazare to call off the agitation? Is that what you're saying?
No. I am saying that it was right for him to call it off right now, because he has been very unwell. We keep forgetting this, even though doctors from the stage keep telling us that his kidneys might fail, and then the media also starts, oh, the supporters around him are not letting him break the fast. That's not true. I think people have been trying to tell him to stop fasting, because his health won't allow it now. And I think it's only very thankful I am that he's broken the fast. And he's also seen, besides the fast, the farce that has gone on in the Parliament. And I think, what's the point of carrying this on? It's better that they regroup and they decide their next move now, because what has played out in the Lok Sabha yesterday was really pathetic.
NDTV's cricket app, Android and iPhone, fastest scorecard, special analysis, and much more. Download free. ndtv.com/apps.